Yeah, starting color play, that's not kind of what you want to start off with, with a big L like that. But the biggest thing we trying to just get back to being ourselves. Saturday night we felt like we went ourselves, especially on the rebounding end and the physicality. So we've been harping on that mostly.
For both of you, just Jeremiah obviously didn't play his best against Alabama, but how can you help a younger guard like that, even when his shot's not falling? You just continue to help other guys and defend well and everything like that.
The biggest thing is just, keep lifting in confidence, just build that self-esteem in them, just like, that it's going to be a long journey, it's a marathon, not a sprint at the end of the day. I've been playing a lot of college basketball, me and Kobe here, so, we're always going to have his back, and just by leading him and just let him know that things going to be okay and it's going to be rocky. So, when you face adversity, we're going to face it together, and when we got each other back, we can come to anything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Duke. I think, a lot of guys see a lot of peaks and valleys early on in college. Jeremiah hasn't, experienced that yet. That might have been his first valley. So, Duke's, there with him all the time. He's going to take care of him. All the rest of us are going to definitely take care of him, make sure he's ready to play on coming Wednesday.
Kobe, Duke mentioned experience. How does that maybe help making sure Saturday doesn't snowball into 2 to 3 losses?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helps a whole lot. Us two definitely been in college a while. Some of the other guys, also Sam, Jay Moore, are definitely gonna make sure that we come in, Wednesday with a certain level of focus to, accomplish what we need to accomplish, because they are a great team and we need to, play to a certain standard and level to accomplish what we want.
Duke, it seems like rebounding was one of the kind of big differences in that game the other night. Do you feel like, and I guess for both of you guys, do you feel like there's maybe more you can do in that regard? Just helping out with that?
Oh, yeah. I feel like, it's not only just, rely on the big men. It got to be guards, too, as well. Like, rebounding is a team-collective thing, and I think Texas A&M was, like, one of the top rebounding teams in the country right now. So it's going to take me, Kobe, Jeremiah, Dane, everybody. It's going to take the whole team. So we all can go down there and we're going to fight.
What's been the message the last couple of days, and how do you kind of fortify that going into this?
Yeah, we gave up 22 against Alabama, and they're really, really good, and you just put yourself that many extra possessions. So obviously it's an issue with us. But we've played some of the top 20 rebounding teams before. Arizona was in there, Michigan was in there, and we showed our guys when we're not minus 10 or whatever it is on the boards. We've been in halves where we're up 1 in the rebounding battle. So you're going to go up. A&M is literally the best in the country. And he coaches them up, Buzz coaches them up, that they go so relentless. And they all go. It's not like, you're just worried about 3 guys. They all go. And you got it. It's a relentlessness. You got to go get it. You got to go get it. That's a thing that really obviously hurt us against Alabama that we've got to be ready for against A&M.
Does that just sort of start with the guards?
Your guards got to have more. Everyone's got to help. You can't play 13 minutes and have 1 rebound. You can't, and we've called guys out. We've challenged them. It's like you can't play these kind of minutes and not get rebounds. And every guard is included in that. Majerus had a big thing, rebound down. That's for the guards mentality. You're on the perimeter, you just can't sit there and watch. You got to look, box out, and then go rebound down, go get it. And that's what we've got to do. And it's every night in this league. We knew that. But we're literally playing the best in the country at it Wednesday.
Porter, you've been a pretty good defensive team, but in this game, you gave up the 9 dunks. You just...
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It felt like 19.
Yeah, well, it might have been.
Yeah.
But you just never seem to, even the second half, you're scoring, you give up 50.
Yeah.
What did you guys thought about when you got back? What did you adjust defensively? What are you going into this?
Long list, starting in a film session first thing Monday morning. If it wasn't for the NCAA rule, we had to give them Sunday off. But it wasn't character. We played out of character.
Right.
We've been tough. Our guys have been really, really resilient game in and game out. And we weren't. You're not going to beat any team if you're not, much less in this league. You've got to be ready for relentless physicality. I think I think we little bit let our offense dictate our defense. You know, we started out, we got some stops, they had 7 points in the media, and I think 4 of them were on offensive rebounds, and we did some good things. We were talking about the rebounding, and then we just seemed to miss some shots, and then it just kind of gradually, we didn't have that same intensity, and you can't do it. You can't do it. In this league, the teams are so good, you're going to have runs against you, you're going to miss shots, you're going to get shots blocked. You can't let anything affect your edge, your mentality, your toughness, and your defense.
Porter, you talked about after the game the other night, Sears really kind of controlled the game for them.
Yeah.
It seems like Taylor's that guy for A&M. Just how important is going to be slowing him down, and what do you have to do to kind of get him off his rhythm?
Elite player. Elite player, scores at all levels. And he's such a veteran, and there's nothing rattle him. There's nothing he hasn't seen. Or you want to do this to me on this ball screen? Fine. You want to do this? Just an elite player, competitor, uber competitor. Just got a ton of respect for him. I just watching him from afar, and then now diving into him. Elite player, and then he's surrounded by a lot of elite players. Buzz did a great job of putting together a team. They got rebounders, defenders, shooters, key guys. They really got a great team.
Porter, I heard Bryson say last night that you guys had your best practice of the year yesterday. Just how have you seen the guys respond from the Alabama loss, and then also just how much does it help having older players on the roster?
It helps having older guys because you can tell them the truth. Sometimes younger guys hear the truth and it gets them uneasy, gets them in their feelings. Like that's uncomfortable hearing my coach say that, or embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. Older guys, they had it was a combination of embarrassment and being pissed, and that's what older guys do. It's not personal. It's not anything. And then that was that film session. There was a lot. You got the film doesn't lie. My God, I heard Majera say that all the time. But the film doesn't lie, and we were not to our standard. Hey, and take nothing away from Alabama. That first half of basketball could have been the best half of basketball I've seen any team play on any. And Nate said it, but still, it takes what it takes to win, and we didn't provide that. So yeah, older guys help you. Hopefully they bounce back. We always talk about that. And you got to have this more than ever in this league, because what's ahead of us is, man, you got to be able to bounce back. How you respond when it doesn't go your way. That's character. We all know that. We talked about it. It didn't go our way, so we've got to fight in that. And I like what I saw in practice. We've got to do it again. We've got to do it again and again and again. You can't just have one good practice, make yourself feel great about yourself, and then all of a sudden, no. I want to stay pissed off for a while.
With Jeremiah being the youngest guy on that group, not a veteran, but how is he kind of responding? Because I know the other night you said that the shots not falling kind of got to him and attacked him in other ways.
Yeah, he was very honest, and that's what you love, his youthful honesty, and that's what he learned. That's why I put my arm around him when he came out of the game. I said, what'd you learn? And he said that right away. I let some of that bother me earlier. I'm like, man, it's going to happen all the time. You're a huge part of what we're doing for our success. And his growth is directly correlated to our growth. So, he's got so much ability that he can help us in so many other ways. He just can't let it affect his defense and his mentality running the offense.
Can you talk a little bit about Duke's leadership role and how important that is, and just what else he brings to the floor?
Duke, yes. Duke is one of our toughest players, consistently, day in and day out. Duke's toughness. He's very strong guard. He's not afraid of contact, but he also is not afraid to hold people accountable. His voice was heard a lot in practice in the film session. I think that his toughness, mentally and physically, is huge for our leadership.
Porter, you talked about Taylor and their rebounding a little bit. Could you go deeper into what A&M? They were 10th in the country. Can you talk about what they bring to the table?
They, obviously the rebounding, but the toughness on defense. They scramble. They're gonna never quit every possession. They're gonna make you earn their baskets. and it makes it hard. Like they're elite defensively, and then they dominate the rebounding. They dominate one of those coaches' stats that we always say, like, you want to make more free throws than they attempt. So far in the entire year, they have that. They have made more free throws than their opponents have taken. It's because they're so aggressive. The aggressive team gets the whistle. They've earned that. And I think that's a stat that just sticks out to me too, is they're not only getting extra possessions on the rebounding, then they're getting fouled a lot. So we know it's a huge challenge. We got a lot of respect for them, but they hang their hat on that toughness factor, that rebounding, the defense. They're gonna try to beat you that way for sure.
Any more questions for Coach?
Ever feel weird coaching against a team or a place where you've actually been at?
Yeah, it's interesting. I look back on trying to say I did that at Illinois when I was at Loyola at Illinois State. It was kind of, but yeah, I cut my teeth at Texas A&M. I went with my college coach Tony Barone. Got my start at Texas A&M. I was there 6 years in my 20s. Met my wife in College Station. So yeah, a lot of great memories about College Station. I've never played them. In a 30-some year career, I've never played Texas A&M. So this is the first time we'll be playing in A&M. And I really haven't thought about it. I think Mike mentioned it to me the other day, and it made me think about it. I know I'll probably think about it when we play there, just because I spent 6 years of your life and you meet your wife there. She went there. But honestly, it's been 72 hours of being pissed and about rebounding. So that's the storyline.